What's up, guys? My name is Natalie, also known as Misshattan. I am a photographer based out in New York City, and today I am going to give you 5 tips on cityscapes. Tip number 1, I would have to say that it's plan ahead. I know it's an underrated tip to give, but it makes the world of a difference. I was always the type of photographer that's just kind of run and gun and would always wing it. But then I learned that once I had a game plan, I would leave with so many more incredible shots. Once you have a game plan, that's just one less thing to think about. You can focus more on your settings and the environment and what you're trying to capture. Tip number 2 is kind of a rollover from tip number 1, but it's time of day and weather. You really want to be able to take advantage of the time of day that you're shooting. So once you have that solid game plan, you can think about what you want to shoot, right? And that could be sunset, sunrise, blue hour, magic hour, even daylight is a beautiful time to shoot. It really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. For cityscapes, I'd have to say that my favorite time has to be blue hour. I just love the way the city kind of shines with that bluish sky in the background. I feel like it's really beautiful. With that being said, you also want to be able to plan around weather. Sometimes the worst weather leads to the most beautiful shots. If it's a snowstorm, I know it's very tempting to stay inside and Netflix and chill, but if you go outside, you will definitely get some incredible shots. It's probably one of my favorite times to shoot is during a snowstorm or when it's really rainy. Tip number 3 is definitely gonna have to be perspectives. For those who know me, know how much I love aerial photography. Every chance I get, I'm in the sky, no doubt about it. If I'm traveling to a new city, I make it my goal to get in a helicopter, or if I can't get in a helicopter, I find a nice rooftop that I can get access to and shoot from there. I think there's something so beautiful and cinematic about getting that high perspective, specifically when it comes to cityscapes, right? As much as I love aerial photography and rooftop photography, I definitely love to shoot from the ground as well. It's fun to have both perspectives at hand and really show different angles of your city. Tip number 4, find a human element for your photograph. Cityscapes are really fun to shoot, but if you have that human element, it elevates your photo to the next level. You're really able to tell your story in a different light and show actually the scale of how massive and grand your city is. So try to find a subject in the street, whether they're alone or a group of people. I usually tend to like a lone subject walking down, whether it's a dark alley or through fog or with an umbrella or whatever the case might be, with the city in the background. I feel like it tells that story on a much deeper level. My last tip for you guys is get creative. So when I babysit my nieces and nephew, I always say this rule. The rules are, there are no rules. Same thing applies to photography. When you're out shooting, it's important to tell your own story from your own perspective. Use creative tools that you could find in the street or bring along with you. Personally, when I have a tripod, if I'm carrying a tripod, I am definitely gonna shoot some long exposure shots. Whether it's a reflection shot by water, one of my favorite things to do, you'll be able to get a clean reflection with a tripod if you shoot long exposures, or if you're shooting the street, you could get some really cool light trails from cars. So just remember, there are no rules when it comes to photography. So just have fun, get creative, and shoot whatever makes you happy. So I hope my tips help and you're able to apply them the next time you go out and shoot. My name is Natalie Amrossi, also known as Misshattan. You could find me across all social media platforms. Hit me up, let's go shoot.